So, today I am going to teach you the topic self esteem. First of all, I would like to explain you the meaning of self esteem. Self esteem is how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your own capabilities, your abilities, and your limitations. Self esteem is also known as self respect, self confidence, self regard. Okay? When you are confident about yourself, when you know that you are worthy, when you know your worth, when you know what are your abilities, and when you respect yourself, when you treat yourself properly, that's what self esteem is. When you have high self esteem, you feel good about yourself. You like yourself, you respect yourself, you treat yourself properly. On the other hand, when you have lower self esteem, you do not respect yourself, you do not like yourself, and you think that you are not worthy. So, self esteem is a very important part of our life. If you want to be happy, if you want to be successful, self esteem is something that is very necessary in your life. In order to know that you are worthy, in order to appreciate yourself, in order to respect yourself, you must observe yourself. You must know yourself. If you do not know yourself, if you are not aware of your likes and dislikes, if you do not know what to do in life, you will not be able to appreciate yourself, will not be able to be happy in life. So, observation is a very important part of self esteem. Self observation. You must observe yourself. Now, observation, self observation should not be like a difficult task. It should be like breathing. Breathing is also a task, but do we realize? Do we have to put any extra effort to breathe? No, isn't it? So, self observation should be also similar to breathing. You must not feel any pressure. You must not have to take out time to observe yourself. As I have already mentioned, it should be like breathing. You must try to observe what you like, what you dislike. When do you feel comfortable? When do you feel uncomfortable? What do you actually want in your life? What do you want to actually become in life? So, these are some of the things, these are some of the questions which will help you to figure out a definite path, which will help you to figure out your goals. Okay, so in order to appreciate yourself, in order to know that you are worthy, what do you have to do? You have to observe yourself, you have to be aware of yourself, you have to be aware of everything related to yourself. Now, if I ask you, what are your three good habits and what are your three bad habits? You might have to think for some time because you generally do not observe yourself. What we people do is we observe others. We observe others rather than observing ourselves. So, if I ask you this question, you might have to think for some time. Some of you might not even be able to answer. because you might not think of what are your good habits and what are your bad habits. If I ask you the same question, but if I ask you the question in this way, tell me three bad habits of your best friend and tell me three good habits of your best friend. You will be able to easily tell about the good and bad habits of your friend, and you'll be able to say all these very quickly. Why? Because, as I have already mentioned, because we human beings, we observe others rather than observing ourselves. Okay? We must, of course, observe the people around us. Of course, we must be aware of what is going on around us, but at the same time, we should also observe ourselves, okay? Because if you are not aware of yourself, you will not be able to know what you actually want in life. You'll never be able to know or understand your goals, and you'll never be able to find out the right path, okay? So that is why observe yourself in order to know that you are worthy, in order to boost up your confidence, in order to appreciate yourself. Your thoughts and your perceptions shape and influence self esteem. And if you are not aware of what do you want, if you are not aware of I'm so sorry for the technical issue. Now I hope my screen is visible to all of you. So I was talking about self-esteem. So if you are not aware of yourself, if you are not aware of what do you want in life, what are your likes and dislikes, you will not be able to see a change in your personality. You will never be able to develop yourself or will never be able to grow. In order to grow in life, in order to become confident, you have to know yourself. You have to understand your self-esteem. Now, there are certain ways to develop self esteem. How will you be able to develop your self esteem? If you are someone who thinks that you are not capable, who thinks that you are not worthy, who thinks that you are not confident, then you must try to come out of that particular zone and try to follow these ways. And I think that these ways will help you to find out that source of motivation, and it will definitely help you to develop your self esteem. Now, let us see what are the ways to develop your self esteem. The first point is identifying your self esteem. In order to develop your self esteem, you have to first of all identify your self esteem. You have to know what self-esteem is. You have to know about yourself, you have to know about your qualities, you have to know about your characteristics. Then only you'll be able to develop self-esteem. So the first point here is learn self-esteem. So you have to learn what self-esteem actually is. If you do not know what self-esteem is, then you'll never be able to develop self-esteem. So first of all, learn what self-esteem is, which will help you to develop your self-esteem. You have to know your worth. You have to know about your strengths in order to develop your self-esteem. So self-analysis, self-observation is very important in order to develop your self-esteem. If you do not know about your strengths, if you do not know about your qualities, then how will you be able to motivate yourself? How will you be able to appreciate yourself? In order to learn self-esteem, in order to develop self-esteem, you have to know about yourself, you have to analyze yourself, which will help you to know about which will help you to know about yourself, about your qualities, about your strengths. The second point is evaluate your self esteem. So you can so evaluation is very necessary in order to develop your self esteem. If you do not evaluate yourself, if you do not observe yourself, then you will not be able to know about a lot of things about yourself. The next point is listen to your inner voice. So listen to your heart, listen to what your heart says, and think and take decisions. Okay, you have to listen to your heart in order to understand yourself. The fourth point is investigate the source of your lowered self esteem. So, when you feel low, when you feel frustrated or depressed, just try to understand why are you feeling frustrated or why are you not feeling good. So, try to find out the source of why are you depressed or why are you frustrated or why are you feeling low. Once you find out the source, then you will be able to overcome the problem. When you don't know about the source, you will not be able to overcome it. So, whenever you feel low, whenever you do not feel confident, or whenever you are sad, try to find out why. Try to find out why are you sad. Try to find out why are you depressed, which will eventually help you to come out of that situation. The next point is set a goal to improve your self esteem. So, setting goal is another very important part of self esteem. So, if you have a goal, you have a definite direction, you have a definite path. If you do not have a goal, then you don't know what to do, what not to do. Okay, a person without goals has nothing to do in life. So that is why it's very important to set goals, okay, in order to motivate yourself, in order to be confident, okay, in order to feel worthy, in order to love yourself, you must have certain goals. Now, goals can be short-term goals and long-term goals, and all of us must have certain short-term goals and certain long-term goals. Now, goals can be related to your personal life, to your professional life as well. Okay, to your career, to your personal life. For example, I want to go and meet my friend tomorrow. That is also a goal. After a month, I want to go to a hill station. That is also a goal. After 10 years, I want to buy a house. I want to buy an expensive car. That is also a goal. I want to work in this particular organization after completing BBA or after few years. That is also a goal. I want to score good in this semester. That is also a goal. Your goals, if you set goals, it will always push you to achieve success. It will help you to motivate yourself and it will also help you to achieve it. It will help you to achieve whatever you desire. So set goals in order to motivate yourself, in order to keep moving, in order to feel worthy, in order to respect yourself, which will help you to develop your self esteem. So, these are some of the ways to develop your self esteem by identifying your self esteem. The next point is improving your self care. So, one must take care of himself or herself. Self care is very necessary in order to be happy. If you do not take care of yourself, if you do not take care of your mental health, of your physical health, then definitely you will not be happy, you'll not be able to live a happy life. So, self care is a very important part of our life. Again, now you need to improve your self care, you need to take out some time separately in order to take care of yourself. Now, let us see how will you be able to take care of yourself. Point number one, list your positive attributes. So know what are your positive characteristics, what are your positive qualities which will help you to again find out the right path, figure out the right path, and it will again boost up your energy and boost up your confidence. So list all your strengths which will help you to take care of yourself, which will help you to understand yourself, which will help you to stay happy. Okay, so know about what are your strengths, what are your positive qualities. Just try to look at your positive side rather than the dark side, rather than the negative side. Number two is keep a positivity journal. Okay, this is another thing which might help you to take care of yourself and which might help you to plan things. Okay, so you can write down, you can maintain a journal which will help you to plan out things and which will help you to do things in a systematic order. Okay, so so this is how you can improve your self care.